Hi, everyone. So the story continues. We've got Mike here. Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm super excited to be here. How are you?
I know. I'm also excited to have you. Just wanted to share a bit about you so that our audience know. So Mike is 50 and he's living in Las Vegas. He's a father of four with four amazing children. Mike is known as a live master and he's started his incredible live videos since January 2017. Since then, today, he's gone live every day on his page, working on his personal development and business development, sharing his story along the way. Mike has a burning desire to help other people step out of their comfort zone and into their confidence, leveraging video across social media platforms, giving people a voice to get their message out there. He has built a network over the last 4 years that's allowed him to take care of his family and inspire thousands of people around the world with his consistent and persistent attention to detail and making himself better. I love that, right?
It
And
sounds it
I've
sounds
watched
so
you
much
along
it,
the way.
it sounds so much better when you read it than when I read it. But thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
And I have watched your journey. I have actually known you since 2017, watching lives. Um, and you really go live every day, like, and I just, yeah, it's quite interesting. So tell us a bit about it. Tell us about your lives.
It's been an interesting journey. I'd like to first and foremost thank you so much for having me as a guest, and it's an honor to speak to all your friends and your network here online. The videos are it's an interesting concept. I think humans, we kind of have that the voyeuristic part about us, and when Facebook Lives and live streaming actually first came out at the end of 2016, I was intrigued, just like a lot of us. When they first come out, you get to see average, normal folks come on and share their messages and share their stories. And I was at a very pivotal point in my life when the videos first came out, and I was searching for something to help me grow and work on my personal and professional development. And the videos kind of fell into my lap.
Mm. I know, and I know that you do them on all different subjects depending on what you're going through with life. So, what do you find is your struggles? Like, because you're trying to think of different things, or what do you find is your biggest struggle when you're going live?
Honestly, what's to talk about? Doing the videos
Yes.
over this extended period of time over the years, I try to come up with
Mm,
different topics on a daily basis. And that's a common struggle that most people
mm,
have. They always say, "Oh, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about." What I realized is that it's not that you don't know what to talk about or there's nothing to talk about. There's just so many different things that
mm,
you can talk about. It's narrowing it down to one thing, focusing on that one thing, staying on point to keep everything in context during the video, to tell the
mhm.
story and get your message out. So yeah, it's what I like to do though is like you said, whatever's going on in my life at that point, I try to I'm learning, I'm reading, I'm doing things every day to work on my personal and professional growth. And I have a philosophy that if you're learning something new every day, you're truly learning it, then you should be able to teach it to other people. And the really amazing thing about that is when you learn something once, you learn it for yourself. But then when you teach it
Yeah.
to somebody else, you get to learn it again and it really ingrains it to your psyche, right?
That's exactly right. Exactly. When you're teaching someone else, it like does something with your neurological thing and it actually makes you remember it better. And there's a whole different, yeah, you just absorb it in a different way. It's just hard to explain until you do it. Yeah, I love that. And so with your lives, so I know like even when I'm doing my live, sometimes I might have a certain like framework that I'm going to. I like to have a certain strategy. Sometimes I just jump on and I'm so excited about something and it just comes to my mind. Do you kind of plan them beforehand or do you do half like me or what do you do?
No, you know what? I was actually just talking to one of my really close friends about this, and I literally, because I've done them so many times, I've literally done thousands of videos. I'm to the point now where I can get a topic in my head and get ideas, right, about the topic, my thoughts, and then pull a few stories, personal stories of things that I've gone through relating to that topic. And then I have pretty simple framework. I mean, I introduce myself. I let people know who I am, where I'm tuning in from, right? And I let them know what the video is going to be about. And then I go in to tell a couple of stories. And then I usually close with offering people an opportunity to learn more about what I'm talking about in that particular video.
Yeah, awesome. I like that. Yeah, I do the similar thing.
There was a time,
and when I'm passionate about something, then yeah.
Yeah, exactly. When you're passionate about something, like you were saying, sometimes you can just get on there and share because you have so many, you're really excited. And there were times where to get the structure down, to stay on point, and to keep the video in context and not just go all over the place and get off topic. I did learn to like figure out an intro and then write a few bullet points and then have a closing to kind of keep it condensed, right? And then after I did that maybe for like, I don't know, maybe a year. And then after that, it just literally got ingrained into the process, and my body just kind of knows what to do. It just kind of takes over. I get the ideas and it just flows out now.
Yeah, I totally love that. And so why do you continue to go live? Because how many lives have you done so far? It's like 705, was it? Or how many?
Well, if you count back on the calendar, however many days ago, January 31st, 2017 was. So I don't know how many days that is. That's 4.5 years. So, 300. And then, so here's the thing. 365 times 4.5 is that. What is that? I do the math. That's like 1,400 videos, right? That's 14 something right there, maybe 1,500. But throughout the whole process, though, these are all videos that I've done actually on my personal page in a row, right? And then as I started doing my videos in the beginning, people started asking me for help because they saw me doing videos. How are you coming up with these topics? How are you doing these? Could you help? Kind of thing. Yeah. So I started a group, and I had a group, and then I was doing videos in that group Monday through Friday, and then I was doing a video on my page. So throughout over the years, there have been multiple, almost the whole time I was doing 2 videos a day. And then interviews and podcasts and all the other things, just thousands of videos. Yeah.
Wow, that's so exciting. I love that because there's just something like I get a buzz when I go live. I just love the feeling. I love sharing my information with others and just being able to help them with what I'm going through. Because when you're really living what you're doing and you're really talking about it, then you actually teach it differently. You actually are in tune with what the real emotions are, what the real psyche is doing, what everything is doing, as opposed to just talking. Because I used to be a lecturer, so you've got like your 18 units that you are teaching, and so some obviously I'm more passionate about than others, and the way I talk about it, it's so different as opposed to just normal mundane things. And I think it's better to not just talk, like we can't just stay on topic of the mundane things. You can kind of plan. But some of those times, did you find you were like, nah, I've got to jump on it and I've got to talk about this? Like when you were like in the middle of things and you were like, finish your exercising and you were like, yep, I've got to talk. And then you just jump on and talk. Did you find that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Most definitely. I would just, there would be times where I would feel inspired and there was something on my heart. There was something that I was going through. And you mentioned that the difference between knowledge and experience. Okay. Mm-hmm. Knowledge is reading a book, learning it, and then we're going back to teach, right? Doing the whole same thing again. But when you apply the information and you live the information that's in the books that you're reading, you get the experience. So an experience is applied knowledge in action, right? So as you start to develop these experiences, all of these experiences that you're having, you're going to attach emotions to it throughout the process. Because it's going to feel uncomfortable or it's going to feel exciting or you're going to be nervous. And we always remember how our emotions make us feel, right? Yeah. And so when we're going to tell a story about an experience that we had, those emotions are right at the forefront of our conscious mind and they are coming out like I'm speaking to you right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's why we remember all those someone might go, oh, I don't remember that because it didn't really have an emotion attached to it, and we are so good at like thinking and feeling and then remembering Whereas sometimes someone else will see something from a different point of view. They don't have the emotion in it, so they don't even remember. Whereas when there's a whole heightened emotion, you remember that. So, because I really wanted to talk to you more about the mind, and I know we've had discussions before about neurological, and how the mind does play on everything that we do. Did you want to talk about that, please?
Yeah, well, you and I had talked about what doing videos has done for me is it helped me do something that I didn't know how to do, right? And when you do something that you don't know how to do, you get nervous or you get anxious, you get anxiety, you get those scared feelings, you get those fearful feelings. What are people going to think, and all that other stuff. And it's because you haven't done it before, right? So your mind literally has to create new neuronal connections through the experiences that you're having in your life. Every experience that you have in your life, you're creating new connections in your brain. Now, if you continue to do the same things that you've always done, what's going to happen? You're not going to grow. Literally, your mind is not going to grow because it's stuck in that rut. It's stuck in that pattern of doing the same thing over and over again. We know that 80% of the thoughts that we have are the same ones that we had yesterday. Most people think the same way that they thought yesterday. So why would they expect anything to be different? So your mind, able to get your mind to physically grow and scientifically grow, you have to do things that put you outside your comfort zone, things that feel uncomfortable. And an example, I was in a motorcycle accident. I had a cast on this arm and I had a cast on this arm to here, right? I'm right-handed. And I had to learn how to feed myself with my left hand. Of course, it felt really weird at first, but the longer I had this cast on and I couldn't use my right hand, the more comfortable and easier it was for me to eat with my left hand. Now, by the time I got the cast off, I could eat just as good with my left hand as I could with my right hand. Even though I hadn't used my right hand, I still remembered how to use it, but I used a different part of my brain, literally, because we know the brain goes in two different sides, right? So I had to use a different part of my brain to learn how to use my left hand. And it worked. It works. We adapt, right? How many stories have we heard of people that lose their hearing, but their sight gets better, or they lose their sight, but their hearing gets better, right? So or we just adapt as humans, and it's pretty amazing how our brain works. And we always naturally want to evolve and to grow. And when we're not, that's when we get into a stress type situation, and stuck in the same situation.
I know. And I like that I totally get that, because I know what you're saying. And with that, the anxiety in that, because people I know, they're like, they wouldn't even touch going to a live because you might get foggy and all that. So what do they do, or what do you talk about that they can overcome that? What would you suggest?
To overcome it, I would say is to try to understand why you want to do it to begin with. The thing is that I was literally just having this conversation again with somebody about the reason that people say they don't like to do things is because they don't know how to do them, right? And so because it makes them feel uncomfortable. But if you do something and say you wanted to go live, and I said, okay, Nicole, let's do it. Let's go live. You're like, well, I don't like to go live. Well, why don't you like to go live? Well, I have all these feelings and these emotions, and I don't like it. Well, okay. If you didn't have all those feelings and emotions and you felt confident and you already said you wanted to do videos, do you think you would like them if you knew how to do them? Well, yeah, of course. The answer is going to be yes, right? So I explain that to people. When you were a baby, right? We all know that you didn't know how to walk, but it didn't discourage you because you kept falling down. You wanted something so bad that you got up every time you fell down, even as a baby. Now, what happens to us as adults when we fall down? Why didn't we get back up like we did? Did we lose the desire? Maybe. Or we just programmed our whole life that, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's the same thing that really never goes away if you could tap back into that inner being and self that's inside us, right?
I know. I love that you said that, because I did a live about my daughter back when COVID hit, and because she was actually learning to walk. And I was talking about how, we don't really know what to expect, nor does a baby when they're learning to walk, but they still get back up. And if COVID's taught us anything, is that we can actually get through everything. And with the development side of things, because you can't kind of rush things, right? So with walking, obviously, there's one of my children walked when they were 9 months. Otherwise, they walk at 12 months, which is kind of the norm. And there is neurological things that happen in development where they do crawl. If they don't crawl, then that can actually impede on their how they're walking, and some other things that I don't want to confuse everyone, but some other development. And then but if you try and force them to like walk when they're not supposed to, they're not even going to do it. It's and so it's like with people, they just need to appreciate that they can just do a little bit at a time. Just jump on 5 minutes, 2 minutes, even do it, and then that way it actually builds their confidence, and they're like, you know what? Yeah, I can do this. I did that before, so I can do that. And then I think that's how they step through that transition of. What do you think of the?
No, you made a great point. I was as I was listening to you, there's one point I really picked up on. You said they don't know what to expect. Okay. Now, if I can teach you and show you what to expect, then you're going to be like, okay, hey, Mike said this is it. I'm going to feel this way when this comes up, or this is going to happen here. So you're not going to be surprised, right? And if you don't know, a baby is. There's a saying that my mentor would always say: it's ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice, right? So you go out there, you're super excited, you're like, you don't know what to expect, but you're going to do it anyway because you don't know what you don't know. And it's almost better. Some people like to work with people or hire people for a position or something that have no experience. No, I don't want you to have any experience doing this because I want to teach you my way. I'd rather teach you from scratch than have to get rid of old bad habits that maybe somebody else has taught you.
Exactly right. I know when I'm actually lecturing and teaching people, we really have to actually be undoing kind of what they already learned, because otherwise, because if I don't unteach them certain things, then that's actually going to not be good for a child's brain development, and also other development of them, and it can impede on their mental health as well. But it's just trying to unteach them what they shouldn't have already done,
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean. And that's one of the things that, as far as growing up, you just, it's all about experiencing things in life and learning from them, right? Learning from all the different experiences and things that you have. How are you going to learn anything from experiences that you never take or you never have? It's fun. It's fun to learn. You don't fail if you learn, right? If you truly learn something, so you're never going to fail in life.
I know, yeah. And it is about, I think people have to realize that it's actually normal to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. We've all been new at something. We've all had our first day at a new school. We've all had our first day at a new job. We all had to we've all done that. We've all done this before. And it's fun, when you can change the paradigm or your perspective or your thoughts about something and make it fun and exciting, because I like to have fun. I don't know if it's the Libra in me or what, but I love having fun. And I just try to make everything fun. And, I have my moments and whatnot, but for the most part, I like to have fun and make everything lighthearted. If you take life too serious, you're never going to get out alive, right?
Yeah, I know, right? I love that. I love showing up and just being excited in the moment. Sometimes I can't be excited, but I can be internally excited because it's not socially appropriate. But I just get so excited about so much of life because it's a gift and we get to experience a different day every day if we choose to, so it's, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. And that's the essence of life. It really is. So, yeah.
And if you wanted to leave us with a sentence of affirmation that you really like to use and really think about, what would that be?
Well, this is really simple. But a lot of times what I say to myself is, what else are you going to do? And meaning, like, you you don't know what you don't know, and then once you know certain things in life that most of us know as adults, right? Consciously and theoretically, we know that things are supposed to be the way they're supposed to be. Why I say, well, what else are you going to do? Is because once you know something, you kind of know it, and you have to make a decision. Either you're going to move in the direction of what you truly want, or you're going to live with regret for the rest of your life. So
I love that.
Right? Are you going to live with regret every day of the rest of your life? Or are you going to suck it up, buttercup, and just rip the Band-Aid off and do it and get it over with?
I know certain situations I'm like, do I say something in certain scenarios? And then I'm like, you know what? If I don't do this, I'm going to regret it. And I don't want that feeling. So then I just gulp and just do it. And then something amazing and inspiring and amazing comes from it. So I'm happy that I listened to that. But you really got to listen to your gut instinct and go, this has to be stronger than what I'm feeling, and take hold of your feelings and put them on hold for a bit. You can feel those feelings later. I let myself permission to do that. But for now, let's just get the job done and get that thing, because then something amazing comes afterwards. So we just have to actually do that. And I love that that's actually how you're feeling about it, because it'll just get you even further in life, and you'll just open up so many more opportunities when you say yes,
Yeah. Well, regret is a negative vibration. It is. I mean, it's a negative feeling that you have. It reinforces your limiting beliefs. So it starts to snowball. Well, I should have done this, but it literally reinforces your negative beliefs. So I don't want to live with regret anymore. I'm going to go for it every day. This is it. This is all we got. This moment.
Exactly.
This is all we have. The past doesn't exist, and neither does the future. We're sitting in life right now, experiencing it. What are we going to do with it? Right? It's here. It's happening. This is it. This is it.
Yeah. I know. I love it. I love it. And so if we wanted to watch you for your live videos, where do people go?
You can go on our hashtag Live Masters YouTube channel, or you can send me a friend request on Facebook. We have a new community called Mother Nature Has a Solution for that. And we're actually doing a challenge in there right now. It's called the 7 Elements of Wellness. I go live in there every day, Monday through Friday, actually every day at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And the challenge is basically about, we cover a different element of wellness because we focus on your spiritual, mental, emotional, relational, physical, nutritional, and financial elements. Because in life, people talk about success and all the things, right? There's no key, there's no magic pill or anything. It's a combination. It's a combination of these things. And if you focus on them every day, it's in the book. Some of the greatest people have focused on these things and had success. So you got to keep it in even balance. If you keep those things in balance, that's what we focus on the challenge.
Exactly.
All those different things.
Yeah, I know. It's a holistic point of view. I always feel that when I'm mentoring people about their businesses, I also need to have to deal with other things that they're going through with their life, because otherwise they can't transition. If they're having a really hard time, like with family stuff, and you don't get them past that, then they're going to be stuck. And so it's really about just that holistic approach to realize the whole person. And then that comes with other things that are involved with that. It can't just talk about this, because I had a client helping her with her childcare business, and she had a death in the family. And so you can't just disregard that and say, let's just get on with this. You actually need to, help them through that as well, because that's the best approach. I love that you're concentrating on all those elements. So good. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been mentored by some of the best in the world. So, and I study every day. I study. And the challenge, there's 7 things that we challenge people to do every day. And let me go over them real quick. The first thing is to meditate for 7 minutes, be with yourself. The second thing is to read at least 7 pages of a personal growth or development book. The next one, number 3, is to journal your day. So write in your journal. Number 4 is cultivate a relationship or smile at someone. Cultivate the new relationship. Number 5 is drink half of your body weight in ounces in water and stay away from refined sugars. Number 6
Yep.
is work out or exercise for 45 consecutive minutes a day. And the last one, focus. Do one thing to prioritize your spending and saving habits for your financial element. So action
Yes.
steps every
Yes.
day.
Yeah. I saw that on your Facebook post, and I love that. I actually looked at that because I think it is valuable to think about all those aspects when we're really planning our day.
Yeah. Well, this was developed by some of the people that I have worked with over the last 4 years. Our mentor taught us basically the same type of program. He called it 7 pillars. And then one of my best friends, she developed this thing called the 7 elements of wellness, focusing around these 7 different things on a daily basis to enrich your life.
Yeah, it would really make a difference in your life.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no, thank you for having me.
I'm
It's been
looking
an
forward
honor.
to, that's all right. I'm really looking forward to, finding out more about those groups as well, because I wasn't aware of them. So include me in them. And then, let's enjoy this life together.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank you so much.
jumping on, Mike.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.